You are the type of owner who keeps a clean home, who mops the floors and sprays the air freshener, and genuinely believes you are doing right by your dog. And you probably are, in almost every way. But that citrus floor cleaner you love, the one that makes your kitchen smell like a spa, might be the single most disorienting thing in your dog's day. Not because it is dirty, because it is too clean. And that difference matters more than you think. Most of us never stop to question whether a clean-smelling home is actually safe for our dogs. We associate fresh scents with care, with responsibility, with love. But your dog does not experience your home the way you do. They do not see it, map it, or understand it the way you do. They smell it, every single second, and what you are pumping into that air is quietly rewriting the world they live in. Let us start with something that should genuinely stop you mid-step the next time you reach for that mop bucket. You have roughly 5 million scent receptors in your nose. That sounds like a lot until you learn that your dog has somewhere between 150 million and 300 million. Some researchers place certain dogs even higher. What that means, in practical terms, is that your dog is not just smelling more of what you smell. They are experiencing an entirely different sensory dimension. Smells that are faint background noise to you are vivid, textured, layered narratives to them. Think about how you navigate a new city. You use your eyes. You look at street signs, landmarks, the shape of buildings, the color of a storefront. You build a mental map through visual input. Now imagine if someone turned off all the lights. You would be disoriented, anxious, maybe even frightened, because your primary sense of spatial navigation just went dark. That is what your dog's nose is doing constantly in every room of your home. They are reading the history of that space. Who was here? When? What emotions were present? Whether the air signals safety or threat? Whether the food bowl was moved 2 inches to the left? Whether a stranger came through the front door 3 days ago? Their nose is not a bonus feature. It is their operating system. Now here is where it gets serious. High-potency synthetic cleaning products, the kind designed to eliminate all odors and replace them with aggressive artificial fragrances, do not just add a scent to your home. They flood it. A concentrated lemon or pine floor cleaner contains synthetic aromatic compounds that are engineered to be persistent, to cling to surfaces, to linger in the air long after the liquid has dried. From your perspective, the scent fades in 20 minutes. From your dog's perspective, those molecules are still saturating every breath they take hours later. And here is the mechanism that most pet owners have never been told about. When the olfactory receptors in your dog's nose are overwhelmed by a single dominant scent, particularly one that is synthetic and chemically persistent, those receptors essentially stop processing other signals. It is not unlike trying to hear a quiet conversation in a room where someone is blasting music at full volume. The volume does not just cover the conversation, it makes it impossible to process. This is what researchers and veterinary neurologists sometimes describe as olfactory saturation, and in extreme cases, something closer to a functional blindness of the nose. The receptors are not damaged, not yet, but they are occupied. They are locked onto the synthetic molecules and cannot simultaneously parse the ambient environmental data your dog depends on to feel oriented, secure, and calm. Think about what your dog loses access to during those hours. They cannot accurately read whether the home is safe. They cannot detect your emotional state through the subtle hormonal cues your body constantly releases. They cannot process the reassuring scent of familiar objects, the blanket you sat on, the shoes by the door, the couch cushion that smells like every evening you have ever spent together. All of that sensory context, that entire layer of lived experience, gets whited out. And dogs who cannot read their environment reliably do not just shrug and move on. They respond the way any creature responds when their primary navigation system fails. They get anxious. They pace. They scratch at doors or whine or go quiet in ways that look like moodiness or stubbornness, but are actually the behavioral output of a disoriented nervous system. Air fresheners compound this problem in a specific way. Plug-in diffusers and aerosol sprays are designed to continuously release fragrance molecules into the air at a concentration that keeps human noses satisfied. But that concentration, steady and relentless, means your dog is living inside a low-grade sensory disruption around the clock. It is not a one-time event. It is ambient noise that never stops. There is also a physical layer to this that goes beyond olfactory processing. Many synthetic fragrances contain volatile organic compounds, substances that do not just overwhelm receptors, but can irritate the delicate mucous membranes lining your dog's nasal passages. Chronic low-level irritation does not usually produce dramatic symptoms. It produces sneezing, mild congestion, a dog who rubs their nose along the carpet more than usual, behaviors so ordinary that most owners never connect them to the cleaning products sitting under the sink. Some compounds found in heavily fragranced products, including certain pine-based cleaners and products containing phenols, have documented toxic effects in animals at higher exposures. Dogs who walk across freshly mopped floors and then groom their paws are ingesting residue directly. The root of exposure is not just inhalation. It is contact and ingestion, happening quietly daily in a home that smells spotless. Here is what nobody tells you when you buy a product that promises a fresh-smelling home. Fresh, to your dog, does not mean artificial citrus. Fresh means the absence of synthetic override. It means air that carries real, readable information. A home that smells like nothing synthetic is not a dirty home to your dog. It is a clear home, a legible home, a home where their nose can actually do its job. The good news is that this is one of the most correctable problems in dog ownership, because it does not require training or medication or any kind of behavioral intervention. It requires swapping a product. Unscented enzymatic cleaners handle biological messes without fragrance. White vinegar diluted in water is a legitimate surface cleaner that dissipates quickly and leaves no persistent chemical signal. Baking soda absorbs odors rather than masking them. Opening windows to move air through a space costs nothing. None of these alternatives leave your home smelling like a luxury hotel lobby, but they leave your dog living in a world they can actually read. And a dog who can read their environment is a calmer dog, a more confident dog, a dog whose baseline anxiety is lower simply because the fog has lifted. You walked in thinking your home smelled safe, and it did to you. But now you know that your dog was navigating through something more like a chemical whiteout, trying to orient themselves in a space made unreadable by the very products you chose out of love and care. If this changed how you think about what's actually in your home, take one concrete step today. Check the labels on your floor cleaner and your air freshener. If you see fragrance listed as an ingredient, that is the starting point. Swap one product this week, just one, and pay attention to how your dog moves through the space in the days that follow. Small shifts in what you bring into your home can make a real, measurable difference in how safe your dog actually feels. Thanks for watching. If you loved this video, scan the QR code on the screen right now to subscribe and join the Pawsome Life family. Give your dog a belly rub for us, and we will see you in the next video.